Hey, everybody who's watching this later, since no one's here yet, because I just started. This stream is going to be hopefully pretty short before I grab the camera and go back inside because my bunny wanted to cuddle and I had to leave her to come do this. So I'm going to want to get back to her. But for those of you who have watched my streams before, guess what? Another delicious bologna sandwich for me to ignore. I guess I could eat it while I wait for people to show up. Wouldn't that be the smartest thing I could do? I think I'll do that. So welcome everybody. That's right. I have to eat with my left hand because my right hand held the keys to get in here, which are very dirty. Gross. Hey, someone's here. Please say hello in the chat so I know who to greet. And we're going to get started. Never mind, they're gone. Which is fine with me because I'm going to eat. I'm going to wait till some people get here so you guys can watch me turn the page. Because it stresses me out and I don't like doing it by myself. Because what if something happens? What if something happens? I started taking pictures, like digital photos today, of the articles that I can do. You know, I'm going to try to preserve it digitally because there is no way this thing is going to survive. Hello, welcome. Please hit the thumbs up button if you are here. Hey, welcome. I'm going to get started soon. Once I've got some company, someone who will say hello to me so that I can turn the page of this very, very delicate newspaper, hopefully without breaking it. But I need some moral support because it's super stressful to turn these pages because they just disintegrate as I touch them. So hopefully people will be here to be like, you can do it. All right. So let me show you kind of what I'm dealing with here. I'm going to try to turn, and I've got no fingers on these gloves because I don't want them to snag. If you were not here before for the last one, this newspaper is from December 26th, 1904. So I have a piece of cardboard I'm going to use to like support it as I separate it. Okay. Now I'm going up that way. Oh my God, dude. It's so stressful. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. All right, let's try to get, so we did this page last Spooky Saturday. Oh no. Oh no. All right. So our edge got snagged a little bit. Oh my God. So I'm going to have to turn it manually. I'm going to move you guys so that I can get a better grip on it. Everyone's always telling me to get a grip. There we go. Hopefully this will be less in my way while I'm trying to get the edges of it. Trying to show you the edge, but okay, here we go. Thank you for joining. Please hit the like button if you can. Whew. Oh my God, we've already lost a piece right here. So this newspaper, if you are joining for the first time, was found in a locker at a thrift store. And I don't think anyone knew it was in there. Oh my God. I knew I should have brought my pocket knife with me to get under these edges. Oh my goodness. Oh. I would say that these pages are paper thin, but I kind of think you know that. Okay, so let's see. I'm just trying to scoot the cardboard up underneath it to try to help it out. Oh my goodness, this one is like super delicate. So the stuff in this newspaper, everyone who's looked at it is like, what is going on with this newspaper? Why is it like that? I don't know, man. It just seems to be really dark. Some really bad news in this Chicago Chronicle from 1904. Okay, come on, come on. You can do it. Oh, nope. Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh my God, you guys, I can't even breathe. Hey, Kathy, how you doing? Yay! So far, no one's talking to me yet. Okay, I'm trying to turn the page without. Okay, let's see if I can tap that cardboard up a little bit. Come on, you can do it. Oh my God, dude, it's stuck on some. Oh, is it stuck? No, where is it stuck? There's nothing. Oh my God. My back hurts, like hunched over it. Oh, no. Hi, Nia. I'm in a ranger's office at a park, basically in the middle of the woods, all alone. And we're gonna look at this super creepy old newspaper. But I got this at a thrift store. Oh, see, now it's going. Okay. Okay, I think I can turn the page now. So I'm gonna back you guys up so you can see like how big this paper is. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, sorry, it's so stressful. I know it doesn't look crazy, I'm sure, but in my real life, this is so stressful. I'm gonna try to turn the page gently from the cardboard so that it doesn't break, so we can read the stories. And I'm going to take digital photos of the stories. I can't see what's going on under there. I'm going to drag it out a little bit. Here we go. Come on. We did it! We got, oh my God. Oh. Sorry, that is so scary. Because what if I break it? Thank you! Yay! Thank you! If I break it, there's no other one, and there's no way to know what it said. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. It's freezing in here. Let me see. Was that Midnight Rider? Yay! Midnight Rider with the super chat with the antique newspaper. Whew! Oh! I got the page turned. Okay, so let's zoom in. And so you guys can see some of the stories. I'm gonna get some digitals with this old camera to see what I can preserve. Oh, okay, so some of these are the article below. I don't know anybody who actually uses, actually let's do a full one first. Okay, and then just this 4 page right here. Page 4. All right, page 4, you got it? That one looks blurry. All right, hold on. Okay, a little better. And then I'll get the individual stories here too. All right, so this is the other 4 page. Oh man. They look blurry. I don't have like the steadiest hands in the world, so I need really high speed film. Okay, so now I'm gonna do each quadrant. And then you guys get to pick what I read first. I have no idea what to expect. So we'll see. Prepares to war on unionization. Ice boat collision kills. Old claims will be paid. So, okay, must pay for slander. Oh, they'll pay all right. So everything in this newspaper, just for those of you who are joining us for the first time, are like dark. I don't know what's going on with this Chicago thing, but this is the Chicago Chronicle from December 26th, 1904. I'm trying to preserve it. Battery exhausted. No, it said that earlier. And then it suddenly worked. I've been having problems with this all day. I don't know if you guys know about sliders, but oh no. All right. Yep, I can't do it anymore. Shoot. All right, well, we got the page turned anyway, so whatever. All right, I'll try that again tomorrow. In the meantime, I'll take you guys out. Ow. The Rangers aren't here very often. So they have only a few of them have even seen it. And they were like, what is going on? Why is everything in there so dark? Thank you, Midnight Rider. With my, oh no, I have not read it out loud with my spirit box, and I don't have it because John's out, or Mike Dude's out doing a tour with it. It is like my big old phone. So I can't have nice things. So I used the head. I don't know if you guys saw my thumbnail, but I used the head on a doll body for my main picture. So let's see. Fix Mercer values. She presides over girls' home. Is that like an orphanage? Is this like Easy Street? Noted Chicago thief dead. Wreck costs 8 lives. Okay, so this page isn't any better than the other ones. Let's see. Fix Mercer values. Don't know. That looks boring. Okay, ice boat collision kills. So if you see one, you're going to have to tell me which one you want me to read. Old claims will be paid. Football expert is wed. New York has snowstorm in 1904. Prepares to war on unionization. Many in race for labor offices. Senator Gorman may quit. Sees chance something Morocco. Sultan's representative says Americans have big field. I don't know. In the shopping district. Promptness saves lives. Wreck costs 8 lives. Does that say cocking main? We're going to have to read that just to know what a cocking main is. Stopped by police. Train in the ditch. Singer wins in comedy. Okay, good for her. Must pay for slander. Uses cistern for suicide. Obituary record. Is there an obituary record on every page? Concerts in Fort Wayne. Shoots outlaw, gives up. Michigan Slayer is taken. Rumor of station denied. Nan Patterson's better. That's good. Wait a minute. For 1905 outing. Oh, they're talking about I spoke collision kill. Yay! Hey, Midnight Rider, thank you. What a good idea. Thank you so much. Yay! Okay. I spoke collision kills was over. Let's see. There it is. Okay. So here we go. 3 dead and 3 injured as a result of crash on Onondaga Lake, Syracuse, New York, December 25th. Oh, on Christmas Day. 3 men were killed and 3 more seriously hurt in a crash of 2 ice boats speeding before a gale of wind at the rate of 50 miles an hour on Onondaga Lake this afternoon. The dead are James Jackson, Charles Markham, and George Todd, all of this city. Why does it say? Oh, all of the city. Okay. I was like, the whole city died? Let's see. Jackson lived only long enough to be removed from the wreck of the yachts to the shore, while Markham died an hour later at St. Joseph's Hospital here. George Todd was also taken to the hospital, where he died shortly after midnight. The others, all of whom are more or less seriously injured, are Fred Warner, Otto Schilling, and John Sessler. The accident occurred at the first of the season's regattas of the Onondaga Lake Ice Yacht Club. Ice yachts? Which attracted fully 1,500 persons to the lake. Wow. Over its glary surface, sorry, I'm kind of like trying to frame you guys and also read from the paper itself because it's easier. Over its glary surface, a fierce gale drove the fleet of ice yachts at express train speed. So I guess express trains used to go 50 miles an hour. Toward the close of the afternoon, the Warner brothers, with Fred Warner at the tiller, bore up the lake with the wind abaft. There's a word for you. Abaft. The Blitz, with Caleb Joss steering, approaching in the opposite direction. Oh, Caleb and Fred. Each craft carried 5 persons. Oh, God. So 3 dead, 3 injured out of 10? That's not bad. Is that bad? Never heard of an ice yacht. No, I have not. No, I haven't. Are they made of ice? The Warner Brothers? The Warner Brothers? Not the Warner Brothers. As the yachts neared each other and it was seen that a collision would result should each hold its course, each turned to avoid it. There was a blunder, the responsibility for which will be investigated later, as each skipper veered in the same direction, then veered in the opposite direction. I'm sorry. I'm picturing them being like, oh no. Ooh. Oh, wait. Ooh. Oh, wait. This happened 120 years ago, so it's okay. It's okay. It can be funny. Okay, let's see. The crash came in an instant, the yachts plowing into each other head on with such force that a second later they laid upon the ice in a tangle of splinters, broken cordage, and insensible bodies. What the heck does insensible bodies mean? Like you couldn't tell whose arm was a piece of who? What does that mean? Jackson and Markham were struck on the head. Todd's skull, sweet Jesus, the way they wrote articles back then. Todd's skull was fractured in 2 places. Sessler's leg and 4 ribs were broken. 2 others were more or less hurt. Yeah, I'd say so. And the other 4 on the boats were seriously shaken up. Oh boy, I bet they were. You gotta be kidding me. So that was oh my God, that was ice boat collision kills. Let's see. I want to read this one because it's short, but also because it looks like quite a headline. So I'm going to go to uses cistern for suicide. Oh my God. Okay, so again, this is a newspaper from 1904. Shoots a woman and drowns himself. Special telegram. Evansville, Indiana, December 25th. In a fit of jealousy today, John Mack fatally shot Fanny Jackson and then committed suicide by jumping into a cistern. Now, wait a minute. I was thinking lectern. What is a cistern? Does anybody know? Can somebody Somebody look that up. All right, obituary record, since it's right here. Ex-Congressman Hugh H. Price of Black River Falls, Wisconsin, a congressman from Wisconsin in 1887 and 88, died in Denver, Colorado yesterday, age 45. He was the son of W.T. Price. For many years, congressman from the 8th Wisconsin District, and succeeded his father in Congress. Wow. Is there still like a Price family member in Congress? Oh no, because I guess he died, huh? Did he have any sons who are now in Congress? It's a personal homes water tower type thing. Oh. He jumped into it? The only way you could die from that is if you hit your head or something. Like a well in the basement. That's so weird. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Mike. Sister waterproof tank stores. Okay. All right. So yeah, like an open. Where did he do this? He shot somebody, what, on a roof and then jumped down? I don't understand how that could happen. Hey, while we're in a good mood, let's read about the singer winning in comedy. Maybe there's a joke here. Oh my God. Hi. All right. Singer wins in comedy. Edna Wallace Hopper essays new role with success. Omaha, Nebraska, Christmas Day, 1904. Edna Wallace Hopper was the star of an initial performance in straight comedy under the management of Frank McKee at Boyd's Theater tonight, for which she has, for the present, abandoned comic opera. What does that mean? Ha 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 ha. Miss Wallace has the star role in A Country Mouse by Arthur Law. She appeared in the principal role of The March of Time as a curtain raiser. How is a curtain raiser the principal role? Somebody tell me. How do you... Hey, what's up, Flip? Yay! Welcome. I've never even seen a curtain raiser. Like, unless I was backstage. There's no audience view of a curtain raiser. How are you the principal role? That's a fudge on a resume right there. Oh, I was the star. In both of these comedies, the singer makes the change. That's not even a sentence. The singer makes the change from comic opera to comedy with easy grace. The two comedies selected for her are bright and crisp and full of amusing situations and complications, but we're not going to say any of them here, because why would anyone want to read that? This is a tragedy paper. A singer that's a comedian. Everybody, meet everybody. All right, so let me see. Oh, we've got wife pleads for Dr. Chadwick. Ooh, Grey's Anatomy. Cut down expenses. Army and Navy, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Dodge Morse case acetates bar. Whatever acetates means. I thought you get that at a soda shop. 3 get medals for heroism. Oh, for what disgusting tragedy did they rescue? Yep, Chicago lifesavers presented with medals. Look at these dudes. Ben Affleck right there in his Dogma days. That guy that played Willy Wonka. And then that guy, Paul Rubens. I don't know. Society news of the day. Oh, look at this, you guys. Men's clothing specials. $5 for an all-wool suit. That's actually pretty dang good. Hats, caps, and umbrellas. Radical shoe reductions. Look out. Dr. Lawrence says farewell. Gilsey Guard celebrates something nice. Find missing man's body. Oh, mourn brave son's fate. Okay, so we found, oh, look, the voice of the people. Washing the feet of beggars. Look at that. All right, so what should we read next? Means first person out. Oh, okay. See, I feel like you can steal a play if you're in the last 15 minutes. So if you're the first person out, it's like the school principal coming out and being like, okay, everybody settle down, settle. Saddle. The taxes on a suit. I know. Oh my God. Let's see. You can get a men's ministerial frock coat. It's a lot of words. Why is there's nothing on here about women's clothing. Nothing. Just men and boys. Odds and ends and broken lines at bona fide reductions of 1/4 to 1/2. Early comers will secure the best selection. Well, that's not how anything's ever worked. Jesus? 5-ish just for the buttons. Yeah. Wait, where did you see Jesus? Where did you see it? The voice of the people? No. Wait. Jesus. I'm looking at rumor of station. I don't know. Michigan Slayer. I don't know. Where's Jesus? All right. So let's try this. Let's try this again. All right. So you guys have to pick which one I'm going to read next. We can fix the Mercer values with this woman. Many in race for labor offices. Prepares for war on unionization. Senator Gorman may quit. Sees chance something Morocco in the shopping district. New York has a snowstorm. Football expert is wed. Not a football player, an expert. We read that one. Old claims will be paid. We read that one. Concerts in Fort Wayne. Must pay for slander. Train kills and mangles. Jesus Christ. Cocking Maine. Stopped by police. Change winter into summer. Cut down expenses. Wife pleads for Dr. Chadwick. We could read about these Chicago lifesavers. They come in cherry and lemon. Dodge Morse case acetates bar. Maybe it's agitates? It's agitates. Yeah, that's a G, right? That's hard to say. 3 get medals for heroism. That's them. Society news of the day. What are the rich up to in Chicago? The voice of the people washes the feet of the beggars. Nan Patterson's all better. Rumor of station denied. Michigan Slayer is taken. Shoots outlaw gives up. Mourns brave son's fate. Find missing man's body. Gilsey Guard celebrates. Dr. Lawrence says farewell. So what do you guys think? Will Ferrell. Oh! Who's that Spartan swimming in my sea? It's me. It's me. Uh-huh. I love those. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's them. Uh-huh. 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 Maybe not Ben Affleck, but he can judge them. He's in a little graduation cap, so he's totally a cheerleader. I think I'm leaning towards a Slayer, Michigan Slayer. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. So I think I'm going to read that. Sorry, I don't know what you guys want, but I'm just going to pick one. All right, Michigan Slayer is taken. Let's see. Man who killed camp boss. Oh, God, it went out of focus. Camp boss is captured while he sleeps. Who's a camp boss? What do they do? Slayer. Thank you, right? Escanaba, Michigan, December 25th. Anton Kirith, who shot and killed Robert McGillivray, a camp boss for the Stevens Company near Cornell yesterday, was captured by Sheriff Roberts and posse at a camp near Watson last night. Kirith was sleeping at the time. He is now in the county jail, probably sleeping again. He claims he did not want to kill McGillivray and only sought to wound him in the legs. Kirith is a German and has been in America a year. Oh, migrant crime. Sorry. I'm going to try to stay away from that kind of rhetoric. Oh, hey, Jimmy. Yay. Who didn't like Cherry O'Terry? I'm probably super loud because I'm super excited about this. Sorry, guys. That's a foreman. Oh, a camp boss is like a foreman. Everybody had a crush on Sherry O'Terry. I had no idea. I had no idea. She was so popular. So a foreman was killed. Yes, shot and killed. But I only meant to wound him in the legs. Oh, wait. Swim in Hersey. The guy was German, so. No, I only meant to wound him in the legs. I didn't mean to kill him. I'm not good at accents, you guys. Sorry. All right. All right, let's see who gave up on killing this outlaw. Shoots outlaw, gives up. This is a short article. Illinois marshal who wounded Crowfoot Smith surrenders. Oh no, Crow. Crow of Judas Foot. Chester, Illinois, December 25th. Bud Pearson, city marshal of Lockwood, came to Chester and give himself up, okay, for shooting Crowfoot Smith, a Jackson County desperado, who came to Rockwood with the intention of cleaning out the town. Smith's wound may prove fatal. Well, yeah, so that's why. Who gives up? Now, wait a minute. Oh, my God. Oh, it looks like somebody's got a message. So who, wait. The city marshal of Lockwood, gave himself up. I thought he shot an outlaw and then was like, I guess he can leave. I don't know. That's what I was picturing. Like, bang. No, I missed. You're fine. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. He seems like a good guy. Yay. Kinda. You kinda do. Hey, Gunther's Confectionery. I bet he's a German immigrant too. E.W. Grove? And now he owns the Grove in Los Angeles. Rich forever. All right, let's see. So now we've got must pay for slander. Old claims will be paid. New York has snowstorm. Prepares to war on unionizing. Senator Gorman may quit. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Noted Chicago thief dead. There's a good one. Cocking Maine stopped by police. Train kills and mangles. This is all good news, isn't it? Must pay for slander. I think I already said that one. Wife pleads for doctor. Agitates bar. Medals for heroism. I wonder what the tragedy was. The voice of the people. Nan Patterson's all better. Rumor of station denied. Mourns brave son's fate. Find missing man's body. I'm looking forward to that one. The grammar in this. I know. Dude, was there no editor in Chicago? Of course, I imagine what it looked like before the editor that they did have. Let's see. Dr. Lawrence says farewell. All right, I'm looking forward to Missing Man's Body. Society News might be really fun. I'd like to know what their medals were for. Look at little, it totally looks like Ben Affleck, right? Batfleck. That's totally, oh my God, that's totally his like ancient doppelganger. Cut down expenses. Should we figure out what a grammar wasn't a thing? Should we figure out what a cocking mane is? I think I'm going to get this like old rickety chair because I've been hunched over, like bending over this old newspaper for so long. It's starting to get to me. See, Jimmy, I found your old chair. Gene Hackman? What? What? Do you think Ben Affleck looks like Gene Hackman? No. Hackman? All right, so let's see what a cocking mane is, shall we? Since you guys aren't going to pick one. It's fine. It's fine. All right, let's, whoa. Oh. I mean, it says cocking mane. I don't know. All right, 14 men and 8 game chickens game chickens. Those are chickens that are really good at Call of Duty. Are captured in raid. Yeah, see, maybe it's World of Warcraft. Chief Schutler announces cruel sport will not be tolerated in Chicago. Oh, it's like cockfighting. Awesome. Look at that getting outlawed. Look at us figuring that out together. Mingling with persons who went to the saloon of John Shadchi, John S. 474 Clybourne Avenue. I don't have two phones tonight, so I cannot look that address up. But I wonder what it is. Dang it. Should I run and get my other phone? If you guys tell me I should, I'll do it. And we can look that up. I'll show you what it looks like. They still do that in the South. Oh, they still do that in a lot of places. I used to live next to at one point, I used to live next to a house that had a lot of property, and I could hear those roosters go off. And they don't go off when the sun comes up. They go off when it's still dark, whenever they wake up and feel like it. So 3:30 in the morning. Woo! Time to scream our guts out. Awesome. I don't like roosters. Not at all. All right, let's see. But we need them to make more chickens so that we can have eggs, because I love eggs. Let's see. So 474 Clybourne Avenue. To attend a chicken fight, which was to have taken place last evening, Detective Sergeants Bretternitz, Schubert, and 4 other policemen from Assistant Chief Schutler's gambling detail. Nate in Detroit and his floating craps game. Arrested 14 persons, seized 8 birds, blackboards, and other paraphernalia. They were using a chalkboard, you guys, in 1904 to score the chicken fights. And more KFC. Oh, threat. I don't see threat. Where's threat? I don't see threat. Let's see. Shortly before the first bout was called. Oh, so nobody found out who won. Man. They saved a chicken's life. That's fine. And now we can eat them all. Okay, the cocking main had been arranged by owners of birds from Milwaukee and South Bend. Or Oregon? No. Who had assembled in a room in the rear of the saloon. Detective Sergeants Schubert and Bretternitz made their way into the place, despite the fact that many lookouts had been placed about the saloon to prevent police interference. The detectives stationed 4 other policemen. We're going to get the right angle here, and the words are going to come visible near the saloon. There it is. And at a signal, they told the persons in the place that they were under arrest. It's all about the angles. No, the cocks will doodle-doo anytime they think a threat is around. Oh. So maybe 3:30 in the morning is when they would always go out there to, I don't know, abuse them so they'd be angry and fight. I don't know. Oh, I like chickens. Chickens like to cuddle, don't they? Anyway, I don't know. Chickens smuggled in. The chickens, the police say, had been smuggled to... Now, let me see. Oh, no. Oh, no. Somebody's saloon Saturday night. Skadgies. Secrecy was maintained regarding the proposed main. Assistant Chief Schutler heard about the affair and gave his detectives orders to make the raid. Everything, sorry about the swaying. I'm like hovering over it, squatting. Okay, let's see. Everything was in readiness for carrying out the plans which had been made for 4 bouts to be fought. Several persons were seen wagering large sums of money, the police say, and they were arrested. Before the detectives told of their intentions, the chickens were taken from bags and carried to the basement of the place. Dude, they put them in a bag? Where a pit is said to have been fitted up. Chairs also were placed about the basement. Now, every time I've seen a cockfight in a movie, there were no chairs. Everybody was like, all the central casting people were standing and hooting and hollering. The announcer and referee were showing the persons to the basement, ushering, where they were halted and told of their arrest. Several of those in the place attempted to escape by rear doors, but they were blocked in their efforts by policemen guarding the exits. So wait a second. Earlier it said that they stopped it before the first fight finished. But it sounds like they stopped it before the first fight even began. Like people weren't even in their seats yet. Their seats. Ridiculous. Oh, I can rest my forearms. Finally. Prisoners taken to station. 2 patrol wagons. Ooh, they went in the wagons. Now you know it's serious crimes. 2 patrol wagons were summoned. The prisoners were taken to the Harrison Street station and will be arraigned in Justice Caverly's court this morning. Oh, Justice Caverly. Shatchke, together with Otto Wiener. Julie, they already used Warner, so they had to say Wiener, like a Wiener Warner. Julius Anderson and John Dreiner, because they already used Wiener, were booked as sorry, if you want to read this paper, you have to hang out with me. Were booked as promoters of the affair. The other prisoners gave names as follows. P. Waltz. Will Smith, you bastard. You've been criming a long time, Mr. Smith. Thomas Dugan. G. Berner. Will Smith. Guilty. All right, so let's see. And then he slapped a chicken. The 8 chickens were put in bags and taken to the Harrison Street station with other paraphernalia seized by the police. The sport of fighting chickens is cruel, said Assistant Chief Schuschler, and it will not be tolerated in Chicago. If they want to have cocking manes pulled off, stop it. Stop it. Oh my God. Phrasing. Are we still doing phrasing? Oh my God. Yeah, see, in West Chicago, born and raised in the cockfight, cockmaid. You can't say cocking manes pulled off without interference. Let them get out of Chicago. Christmas night is a bad night to let any such affair go on. That's true. You can't have a cockfight on Christmas. Mother says. And she's not having it. All right. Other raids will be made if attempts are made. A lot of things getting made to pull off fights of this character. Well, now we know what cocking manes are. Look at us, knowing stuff. We're learning. We're learning from the history, the newspaper. All right. So if you guys know of a headline you want me to read, let me know. And otherwise, I'm going to keep on skimming stuff. Like, maybe let's see what these 3 did. All right, Dogma crew. What did you guys do? Oh, this is Captain John V. Kleinen had a special service held at St. James Episcopal Church, Huron and Cass Streets. Oh, see, what's there now? Dang it. I don't want to know. I might go get my other phone. Yesterday afternoon at 4 o'clock, medals for heroic rescue of life were presented to 3 Chicago heroes. The affair was the presentation of the life-saving medal founded by Henry E. Weaver, and the recipients were Captain John V. Kleinen, that's him, not an Affleck at all, actually. Inspector of Rifle Practice, 1st Regiment, ING. His name is Ing. That's just Ing. Inge? Ing. Hey, what's up, Ingy? That's a manly name, Ingy. To go with all your makeup that you're wearing. What a weird hairstyle too. He's got just one big flat line. Just go ahead and F my stuff up right there. Like I can wear a beret on the side of my head sometimes, or a fascinator. He can wear a fascinator. That's the kind of guy that can pull off a fascinator. And then who's this? George H. Shapiro. Oh, wait. That's George Shapiro. So that's his title after all that. Inspector of Rifle Practice, 1st Regiment, ING, George Shapiro. George H. Shapiro. Graduate of the Chicago Musical College. Stop it. Come on. This is like an Onion article. And A. Waldo Carlisle, able seaman, Illinois Naval Reserve. Let me do him some justice and flatten him out. There you go. He's all neck. Just a big neck of a man. The villain on Titanic. This guy, he does kind of look like Billy Zane. I think that's who that was, right? O.J. Simpson lawyer. Damn it, I can't remember his name now. Oh, what was his name? No, that's going to drive me crazy now. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Johnny Cochran. Bam! Got it. Yeah. Wait a minute. You guys remember when I showed Gunther's confectionery? Because I thought confectionery is candy, right? Not in this newspaper. Confectionery is a laxative. Always remember the full name. Laxative bromoquinine. Cures a cold in 1 day. Grip in 2 days. What is grip? No, wait a second. Oh, yeah. And Judge Ito. Thank you. Man, I forgot about all those names. All our old friends on the news. How I miss those days. Laxative bromoquinine. Now, wait a minute. Quinine is what makes tonic water. Anybody want some? I have some diet tonic water in the fridge right here. The world's oldest fridge. No, I'm just kidding. Huh. All right, so what heroic deed did these 3 caballeros do? Pastor of St. James Episcopal Church pays tribute to lifesavers. Oh, why am I hovering again? I can sit down. I got the old chair. A young woman. Oh, God dang it. Okay. Selected as recipient of high honor, modestly declines. Because that's what we were expected to do back then. I'd have been all, yep, yoink, thank you. Oh, so wait a second. These dudes accepted a medal after it was offered to a young woman who was like, I don't need it, thank you. It doesn't go with my earrings. And they're all, we'll take it. Yeah, we'll take it. You can give it to us. We deserve it more anyway. I'm just kidding. All right, so let's see. May you, in your turn, wait, let me get the right angle so it's lined up. And your hour of necessity, never want a friend. Okay. With these words addressed successively to Captain John V. Clinnan, George H. Shapiro, and A. Waldo Carlisle, somebody, James S. Stone, yesterday presented. Okay, so this is missing. How much of it, though? Oh, God. Also, you guys may have noticed my hands look like they're going to fall off. They're so dry. So, yeah. Oh, God. Let me see how much of this is. Is that a word? Nope. Okay, so we're missing that whole triangle because that part underneath is for a different page. Okay. And we're missing some right here. All right. Yeah, we don't want women getting medals and they'll want to vote and have equal rights next. That would be madness. What's next? Marrying horses. Okay. You're correct and all that. We want all the things. Okay. So we'll skip that triangle. And certificate of heroism, something Christmas services at church. This was the presentation of medals for having presented by Henry E. Weaver. Oh no. Okay, so some of this is missing. We're gonna do our best. My elbows are too bony and it hurts. I'm trying not to put my stuff on the paper itself. What did they freaking get this? What did they do to earn it? Right? Like, you know, just who died? Who'd they save? A veteran of rifle practice aided greatly in the National Guard from death in the lake. San Juan campaign. Oh, is that a different newspaper page? No. Oh, I thought I just heard a woman's voice outside. That scared me. It's a dog. Overturned by a squall. A yacht had been. Okay, let me see. Okay. This is hard to read. We're going to figure it out together. Miss Mary Law would have received the medal given to Mr. Shapiro, but for a declination by her, which she declared she had not earned it. Lake rescue of 8. Wait, maybe it is. All right, so let me see. Okay, so some of this is still here. Sorry, guys, this newspaper is 120 years old. Okay, here we go. Yes, aided greatly in the rescue of 8 persons from death in the lake after a yacht had been overturned by a squall. Squaller. Miss Mary Law would have received the medal. Okay. Not earned it. And that Shapiro had in fact rescued her, being unable to swim. They were going to give her a medal for drowning and actually walking on the something of the lake with 3 feet of water over her head to complete the rescue. Wait, so she couldn't swim and she still rescued people anyway? She just walked underwater and carried somebody on the bottom of the lake? Can anyone drive a yacht back then? It appears so. God dang, I would have put lotion on, you guys. Don't look at my fingers. I didn't want to get any oils on the newspaper. Some freaking, nobody knows how dry I am. Swims to save drowning men. Seaman Waldo. Seaman A. Waldo Carlisle gallantly saved 2 drowning men by swimming from the deck of his ship, the training vessel Dorothea, and swimming 200 yards, something their boat had upset. The 3 heroes, before Dr. Stone and the record, their bravery was read. Captain Clinnan, his medal is of gold, and the 2 others being of silver. Ah, the fuck? What is that all about? Mine's gold. Ooh, I'm Batman. Ours are silver. Because why? Sounds like this dude did all the work. Y'all, that is messed up. All right, let's see. Let's go dark, since we've been hanging out with these 3 Nancys. I can smell my bologna sandwich that I'm never going to eat. Okay. Mourns brave son's fate. Walker v. Haight. His name is Haight. Sounds like the Olympics. Yep, pretty much. Here. Gets confirmation of news of lieutenant's death. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Christmas cheer was turned to deepest gloom in the home of Walter V. Haight, a deputy county recorder, yesterday by the confirmation of the report that his son, Lieutenant Stephen K. Haight, had been slain in an ambuscade. Is that like an ambush? An ambuscade that you dip in coffee? In the island of Samar in the Philippines. Mr. Haight said that the body of the young officer, accompanied by his widow, would be taken to, she's alive, you guys, would be taken to Manila and thence be brought to Chicago. Oh. Lieutenant Haight was 24 years old. He was born in Roundsville, New York, and when 11 years old, came to Chicago with his father. Oh, the phrasing is so weird. All right, so tell me what you want me to read next. So we have Dr. Lawrence says farewell. Dangers of society to religious training of young people. Indoctrination. Find missing man's body. Gilsegard celebrates old hotel dinner. Okay. The voice of the people washes the feet of the beggars. Nay, and Patterson's all better. Rumor of station denied. Pennsylvania officials say road is not to spend millions here. What? Yeah, it says road. I don't get it. Okay. Dodge Morse case agitates bar. Wife pleads for doctor. Society news. Cut down expenses. Concerts in Fort Wayne. Ministers denounce. Oh, that's where it gets bad. Right. Must pay for slander. Train in a ditch. Oh, train kills and mangles. That's a whole thing. That's going to be fun. Did we read Wreck Costs 8 Lives? I don't think we did. No, that's all about the train. Dang. In the shopping district. Sees chance something Morocco. Senator Gorman Makwit is mostly gone. Noted Chicago thief dead. New York has a snowstorm. Prepares to war on unionization. Many in race for labor offices. I wonder how that turns dark. Football expert is wed. Old claims will be paid. And we read the ice boat collision. And then those are fixed merger values. And there's the woman of the orphanage. Is that Nan? Let me see. Nope, this is Mrs. Eel. That's unfortunate. Mrs. E.E.L. Woodward. Eel. The new president of Illinois Industrial School for Girls. Oh, find missing man's body. No, find must man body. Must find man's body. What? Must find man's missing body. Where's my body? Everybody help. Train kills and mangles. Wait, did you just change your mind? We could do both. Oh, you're kitty boy. Oh, I gotta do my bunny's claws. Last time she had her claws cut, they bled, and I've been too scared to do it again. I didn't do it. Her rescue did it. And I was so traumatized watching her bleed that I was like, if I trim him, it's going to be long. Let's find that man's body. All right, let's find missing man's man body. All right. It's going to be short anyway. And then we'll go to the other one. All right. Remains of Milwaukee tailor. A tailor discovered floating in river. You cinched my pants up tight and it was embarrassing. I'll kill ya. All right. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, December 25th, special telegram. On the night of November 15th, that is Mike Dude's birthday, Joseph Zima, a retired tailor, disappeared. Oh, he's retired? They did have the powder, but I don't. So, let's see. He left home attired in a silk cap. and thin coat. Ooh, thank you. Yeah, man, a rider out there in the world looking for the missing man's missing body. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. You can be indecisive, it's fine. Let's see. A prolonged search continuing for several weeks. Now I know why they said he was in a thin coat and a silk cap, because he's probably freezing in Chicago in the winter in 1904. Okay. And was made for him without effect. Today his body was found floating near State Street Bridge in the Milwaukee River. Zima came here in 1853, retired from work nearly 30 years ago, since which time he has lived with his sons. 1850, oh yeah, to 1904. $8. See, I thought this was going to be, wait, yeah, there it is. I thought this $8 was going to be the reward to find his body. And I was like, we're going to go get it, guys. We got this, gang. I was so ready to get the dowsing rods. And we go looking around Milwaukee for Mr. Zuma. $8 St. Louis and return $6 via the Wabash. The Wabash. Anyway, we'll sell holiday excursion tickets to Chicago. Oh, Chicago to St. Louis. Hey, St. Louis. And return at $6 for the round trip, good only in coaches or chair cars. And at $8 with all privileges, good to go. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and January 2nd. And good to return until January 4th, 1905, inclusive. Tickets good on all trains, including Banner Blue Limited, the finest day train on earth. Ticket office, 97 Adams Street. I bet that's still, don't spend that $8 in one place. I bet 97 Adams Street is still a train station, but why would you get on a train when it kills people like a lot of times? And mangles. I don't want to get mangled. $8 isn't enough for me to get mangled. Speaking of trains. Oh my God. All right. So let's see what's going on with this. What happened? What do you think? Do you think it hit a rock? Or do you think that somebody drove their old like Model T Ford onto the track and were like, oh golly, what do I do? All right, I'm gonna have to stand up for this one. Wreck costs 8 lives. We're going there. 1904. Monday morning. The Chicago Chronicle. Monday morning. Maryland, Monday morning. December 26th, 1904. Accident caused by failure of operator to deliver message. Shut up. Hey, you got a text from your wife. Oh, no. Oh, he failed to. Why didn't you tell me I got a text from my wife? Passenger trains. It's probably not a text. I'm just saying. Passenger trains on Southern Road collide near Maud Station, Illinois. And then there's Maud. Fire follows collision and adds to the horror of the disaster. Oh, God. Train crash and burn. And mangle. Okay. I'm trying not to lean on the newspaper to steady it. Mount Carmel, Illinois. Special telegram, December 25th. The passenger train, which left St. Louis at 9 o'clock last night on the Southern Railway, collided head-on with the passenger train leaving Louisville about the same hour near Maud Station, and then there's Maud, Illinois today. 1 passenger and 6 employees were killed, and 2 passengers and 8 employees injured. The dead. Schmidt, Charles. Centralia, Illinois. Bowen, engineer, Princeton, Indiana. This is like when the football players say their names and what school they went to. Hutt, Charles, fireman, Princeton, Indiana. Why did he get a job title? Oh, maybe Bowen's first name wasn't engineer? Maybe? Stop it. You guys, leave me alone. my God. MNF? What does MNF mean? Let's see. Hogan, HD, mail clerk, Georgetown, Indiana. Oh, he was just starting to work his way to the top. Underwood, section foreman, Princeton, Indiana. Oskin, Henry, Tennyson, Indiana. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, Monday Night Football. Hutchinson, Cyrus, Tennyson, Indiana. Never heard of that city in my life. DeFore, Ed, fireman, Mount Vernon, Indiana. Why were there so many firemen on this train? And why would they die in a fire on their day off? Wouldn't they know what to do? Sorry, this is what? The injured. McNelly Albert, Princeton, Indiana, bruised. Are we really going to write down bruises now? Really, Albert? Albert. Come on, McNelly. Silly McNelly. Oskin, Albert, Tennyson, Indiana. Ankle sprained. Oh, freaking wah. You were in a train crash that killed and mangled, and you're crying about a bruise and an ankle sprain. Oh my God. Why even write that down? You don't get, even back then, huh? Carlton, Eugene, Dale, Indiana. Internal. Oh, that's not good. My stomach hurts. Minter, CD, Express Messenger. Broken leg. Ouch. Back then, maybe he still died. Beatty, WH, conductor. Louisville, shoulder dislocated. Ugh, gross. Walk it off. Walk off your bruise. Walk off your bruise, McNelly. Go tell your man. Mitchell, MG, mail clerk. Why was the whole post office and fire station on this train? St. Louis, hip injured. Oh. McWilliams, JA, Express Messenger. See? St. Louis. Slight. Slight? What does that mean? Oh. Slight injury? Is that what that means? All of these are. Hey, Nick. This is from December 26, 1904. And every article is a nightmare. Like, seriously, all news is bad news. So 120 years and 4 days. Let's see. McWilliams, J.A., Express Messenger. Again. Oh, yeah, that's slight. Okay. Lowe, Joseph, Flagman. No injury listed because it's embarrassing, I guess. Austin, Henry, section foreman. Okay. Among the slightly injured. Wait, those weren't slightly injured? There's a dude with a bruise, and that doesn't count as slightly injured? Or the guy with literally the word slight is not slightly injured? Okay. Oh my God, I'm going to try this. This is not a copy. This is old as frick. This is the oldest newspaper I've ever had. There are pieces of it that have flaked off from looking at it, and every edge is bad. And most of the words are missing in the middle where the folds are. And then there's also a pile of pieces over there by my sandwich that have fallen off that I've tried to keep, but honestly, I'm probably going to have to throw this away. I'm trying to take digital photos of each article. You can use a tea bag to stop bleeding. The tannins in tea have a homeostatic effect that coagulates the blood. Black tea has the highest concentration and green tea the lowest. Oh, that's super interesting. I've also heard that the tannins in tea will make your voice deeper over time. But I don't know, because I've met some high-pitched Brits. Anyway. Yeah, this is like a crazy old newspaper. It's not a copy, Nick. She's disappointed in you. All right, so let's see. This was discovered in an old locker behind a thrift store. Okay, so I'm gonna try the name. I'm gonna try it. Schweidfeger. 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 Mrs. J, St. Louis. Small, W-A, St. Louis. Bogged. Edward, Louisville, Kentucky. Pearson, C.F., Princeton, Indiana. Kearling James, North Venice, Illinois. Horman J., Louisville. Higginbottom, Vivian, French Village. Hey. Gayer George, that's right. Kemp William. Face John. Bush Thomas. Amos Mordecai. Beck. Oh, Beck was there. Mrs. M.J. Newmeister George. And Roy Underwood. Ooh, almost. There's a couple of Underwoods in here. What happened to the other Underwood? Did he die? I feel like there was another. He died or something? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Was he one of the dead people that these three guys tried to rescue for the boat crash? I don't remember. It's hard to remember all the dead people in this newspaper because that's all there is. Okay. Sleepers weren't hurt. That's good because that's where I would have been. The St. Louis, Louisville, and St. Louis, Knoxville sleepers were drawn by both trains, but none of the passengers in these 4 cars was injured. Were injured. What order are the names? By injury. They listed the dead, the injured, and the slightly injured. Both engines were badly damaged and 4 coaches destroyed. The collision occurred between Mount Carmel, Illinois, and Princeton, Indiana, and according to the Southern Railway officials, was caused by the failure of the operator at Browns, Illinois, to deliver to the eastbound train an order naming a meeting point for the trains. All of the employees, with the exception of the trainmen, were in the combination baggage and smoking car. Oh. If you were a fireman, would you smoke? I feel like your whole thing is about like not breathing smoke. Why were all the firemen? I get why the postal workers were in there with the baggage, like the packages that they were going to deliver and stuff. There was a bunch of messengers there and they died because someone didn't deliver a message. Think about that for a while. Okay, I'm just saying. The 2 trains should have met at Maud, and then there's Maud. But the operator at Brown's, after having received the order to this effect from the dispatcher, failed to hold the eastbound train, and the order was not delivered. This train had just passed the meeting point when it crashed into the westbound train, which had just come around a curve. I only smoke when I'm on fire. Same, Nick. Samesies. Jumped to safety. Oh, we've got a crease. I have to press down on it to get this. Oh, wait, no, it's right in the middle. The engineer of the eastbound train discovered the approaching of the other train in time to slow down to a speed of about 12 miles per hour. He and his firemen escaped by jumping. So, like, some firemen figured it out. The engineer of the west train did not discover the danger in time to take action. If he saw the other train, he probably thought it was on the siding, and when they met, it estimated his train was moving at a speed of almost 60 miles per hour. 72-mile-an-hour crash. Ugh. When the engines struck, their forward ends were driven into each other until their tenders were but a few inches apart, and they were so closely interlocked that to the inexperienced, they gave the impression of but one locomotive. Oh my God, they imploded the first 2 cars. The fireman and engineer of the westbound train were killed instantly. I would think so. And their bodies were destroyed by the fire, which broke out immediately after. The express and mail car of the eastbound train telescoped the combination baggage and smoker for its entire length and destroyed it. And the vestibule of coach following that. It was here that the great number of the deaths and serious injuries occurred. In coach, of course. All the firemen in your family smoked? That's crazy. I feel like that's like nurses that smoke cigarettes. Like, what are you doing? Of course, they see a bunch of freak accidents too. So they're probably like, whatever, I could die today. So maybe. But why make the end worse if you could avoid it? I don't know. Wow, this is a crazy crash. Only charred bones found. Nothing was found of Fireman Hutt's body but some charred bones, which were identified by a watch and a ring near them. Oh my God, you guys. Holy crap. The bones were gathered into a water bucket by the rescuers. So they put the fire out and then they're like, let's pick up these pieces of person. Only the trunk of the body of Engineer Bowen was discovered. The trunk? Was he an elephant? And it was found pinioned beneath the burning tender. Under him was a portion of his toolbox. That's probably how he would have wanted to go. The limbs were burned off. He was in there for a really long time. That fire must have been hot, because if you've ever tried to burn a body. And the head had been burned from the trunk. The body was identified by means of a watch and an Elks badge. See, you guys, this is why you should join the Elks Lodge. I'm just kidding. Again, this happened 120 years ago and 4 days. So everybody calm down. Fireman Hutt was to have been married in April to Miss Jenny Husk. She's just a husk of her former self now, of Princeton. And the charred bones of his body were partially identified by a ring given him by Miss Husk. It's a good thing she gave him that ring. His former home was at Eldersville, Illinois. He was a member of the Birmingham, Alabama Lodge of Knights of Pythias. Find about Miss Husk. Find out about Miss... Do you want us to look up Miss Jenny Husk of Princeton? I don't have my other phone. Engineer Bowen's mother, who was an invalid, who is an invalid, probably not anymore, is not expected to recover. Oh, his mom was there. Before leaving here Saturday night, he said to her, quote, "Goodbye, mother, and a Merry Christmas to you. If I don't come back, it will be all the same." What? What? Was he the messenger that was supposed to deliver the meeting point? Jesus. What? Ugh. Every paragraph is a new, tragic, crazy thing. Fire adds to horror. Fire broke out in the eastbound train also, but it was extinguished by passengers. Yeah, get it. Flight, whatever that was. 4 cars of the westbound train were burned and the rear cars saved by being uncoupled and pushed back. Somebody got out and they were like, get us not connected to this fire anymore. That's super smart. I bet they had to do it one at a time though, because of the weight. Can you imagine like how stressful that was and how fast you'd have to try to work to uncouple your train car and push it and hope that nothing came behind you? Oh my God, what if another train? Oh my God, the horror. The noise of the collision aroused some of the people. Well, that's weird. No, I'm just kidding. Within hearing, who immediately telephoned to Mount Carmel, Maine. And a special was at once made up, which carried physicians and many other helpers to the scene. The dead were brought to this city, while most of the injured were taken on through. Wrecking trains were on the ground in a short time, and a new track was built around the wreck, over which traffic was resumed after a delay of 12 hours. Can you imagine being on a train and being like, hold on, we're just going to reroute, and we're going to go right past. If you look out your right window, you'll see where 8 people burned to death just yesterday, just this morning. It will be some time before the track is entirely cleared. The coroner was promptly at the scene of the wreck, and he will conduct the inquest Tuesday forenoon. New man at the place. The agents at Brown's, upon whom blame for the accident is placed, is a new man there. He just had his bar mitzvah. Having been employed at various places as special operator. He's special, all right. Good job. He claims that he had the signal for orders set, but when he left the office to attend to the mail and express matter, someone who was about the office changed the board, giving the eastbound train a clear track, and he did not discover the mistake until too late to stop the train. The supposition is that after having received the order, as he did properly, he was asleep or left the office expecting to be back in time to deliver the order. Where do you guys think he went? 12 hours to clear the track. That's right. That's a good point, Nick. Because like, whew, today, they'd be like, nope. This track's closed for the next 3 months. We're going to figure this out. We're going to see exactly what happened. Forensics is on the way. Promptness saves lives. Passenger train on Michigan Central narrowly escapes wreck. There's a third train. Special. Every paragraph is new horror, you guys. Okay. Special telegram. Marshall, Michigan, December 25th. Hundreds of passengers on the fast westbound New York, Boston, and Chicago passenger train on the Michigan Central Railroad narrowly escaped being killed at 11:45 this morning. The fast-through freight known as the Cannonball, consisting of 51 cars in charge of conductor Curtis of Jackson, eastbound, while going 45 miles an hour, this is the longest sentence ever, was wrecked 3 miles east of here. The loss is estimated at $25,000. That's not much today, but back then. I bet people read that and went, oh. An old car in the center of the train broke down. Oh no, the weakest link. Sending 8 cars of merchandise into the ditch, 4 of which telescoped, blockading the double track until late tonight. Again, quick. 2 minutes after the wreck, the fast passenger train was due at the place where the accident occurred. Prompt action by the railroad employees prevented the passenger dashing into the wreck and killing many. All through trains have been dispatched over the airline division between Niles and Jackson today. It would be so slow, right? Train kills and mangles. Strikes buggy. Oh my God, wait, so this is like 3 separate train accidents? 4 separate? Because 5? Wait. I'm so confused. Because this one hit a car. Okay, train kills and mangles. Strikes buggy in which 3 were driving home from reunion. Yeah, this is a totally different. Oh my God. We're going down a certain track right now. It's not what you got, it's how you use it, gettable. Janesville, Wisconsin, December 25th. While returning from a family reunion near Evansville tonight, Mrs. Apple, an aged woman, Miss Lovell, and Frank Woods were struck by a Northwestern train while driving in a single buggy, and Mrs. Apple was instantly killed. The others were badly mangled but escaped death. The train was held an hour and 10 minutes while a search for the bodies was made. They had to find the survivors. St. Louis, Missouri, December 25th. The dead body of J.D. Williams, another one, son of Captain Sam Williams, a well-known newspaperman, was found beside the Missouri Pacific tracks at Tuxedo Station, a suburb today. A suburb. Thanks for telling us. Really important. It is supposed he was killed by the fast mail, which was due to pass the station at the time registered on his watch, which was stopped. Oh my God. Dude, that's some good detective work. Okay, so we have this wreck that cost 8 lives. And then this wreck I don't remember how many died for that one. And then this wreck, train crash, where one died and two were mangled. And now this one, oh wait, and then that one where a homeless guy was killed. Oh, he was a newspaper man, not a homeless guy. I was just wondering why he was on the tracks when the train came by. And now this one, conductor is killed. Forgetfulness of orders. Okay, I'm gonna have to touch these. Sorry. Oh, please be gentle. I was gonna bring in my knife to try to lift. Oh no. I can see that it's folded under. Ah! Come on out. There you go. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to do it. And there we go. There. All right. Conductor. Okay. Forgetfulness of orders. Oh, shoot. Causes? I don't think it's causes freight wreck on Cloverleaf, but maybe. Let's see. Charleston, Illinois, December 25th. In a head-on collision between two freight trains on the Cloverleaf Railway, 20 miles west of here this afternoon, Walter Lee of Charleston, conductor on the eastbound train, and brakeman Hobbles were killed. Brakeman, a name like that, and he couldn't stop the train. One of the engineers was slightly injured. Orders were forgotten. Orders were forgotten. Let me read that again. So two freight trains slammed into each other and a bunch of people died. And we still don't know. Both conductors were killed. It says conductor is killed. Walter Lee of Charleston, conductor on the eastbound train, and brakeman Hobbles were killed. Oh, maybe. Oh, brakeman. Oh, I thought that was his name. Okay. It's the same wreck. Well, this is the newspaper from the 26th. So these are all different crashes. They're all caused by different things too. Okay. This might be another one. Yeah, this is North Coast Limited because the others were Southern Pacific. North Coast Limited on Northern Pacific is derailed. Train in a ditch. Seattle, Washington. See, these are different cities too. Because the first wreck was in Mount, where 8 were killed, was in Mount Carmel, Illinois. And then this one was in Marshall, Michigan. And then the Kills and Mangles one was in Janesville, Wisconsin. And then the conductor was killed in Charleston, Illinois. And the train in a ditch now is in Seattle, Washington. December 25th. The North Coast Limited on the Northern Pacific Road was ditched at Kent, Washington, 16 miles south of this city at 10 o'clock tonight. The wrecking train left here at 11 o'clock for the scene of the wreck. Is this like a collection of the bad news from the whole country? And then this one is from Louisville, or is this the same one? Yeah, it was ditched. Manon fast train ditched. Louisville Limited derailed near Hammond and 2 persons injured. The Louisville Limited train on the Monon Road, which left Chicago at 9 o'clock Saturday night, was derailed and the engine wrecked 4 miles south of Hammond, Indiana. Wilbur Burba, y'all. That's my favorite name I've ever heard. Wilbur Burba, Louisville, Express Messenger, and E.J. Porter, Lafayette, Indiana, were slightly injured. Poor Wilbur Burba. Oh no. Not Wilbur Burba. The escape of the 300 passengers on board was miraculous as the train was running 50 miles an hour and every coach was thrown from the rails. Every coach? That other wreck was at 72 miles an hour. This one was going 50 miles an hour and just flew off, just fell apart. Oh my God. How many train crashes was that? Oh my God, that's crazy. I've been in here for an hour and a half already and we haven't even, like, there's so many that we haven't read yet. Oh my God. All right, so here's what we have left. So let me know what you would like me to read. We can fix merger values. Let's see what the horror is here. Traction officials plan for consolidation, have accountants at work tabulating properties, definite offer of price to stockholders expected soon, receivers to meet to devise means to better transportation so that we all stop dying in train wrecks. Yep. All right. This looks boring. Decree ready today. Teams prevent rapid pace. Cable lines have to go. And then the ice boat collision. All right. I imagine the person who put this newspaper in the locker went right to the nearest bridge and jumped. Right? They were like, well, the world's not a good place anymore. Bye. They would have been in the next issue. Dang it, we're going to miss out. I feel like I'm missing out on all the good news. Let's see what this lady's all about. The new president of the Illinois Industrial School for Girls at Evanston, Mrs. E.E.L. Woodward, for years has been a club leader in Chicago. Did she die? What's going on? She's one of the founders of the Chicago Women's Club, and much of her time has been given to philanthropic work. The number of dependents in the Evanston institution has increased steadily, that the home now is crowded. At the annual meeting, a little longer maybe. Let's see. Many in race for labor offices. Interest in nominations by Chicago Federation is high. Conservatives may combine against J.W. Levine, the radical leader. Speech lorder. What? No, special order. I thought it said speech lorder. Where is it? Yeah, special order of business. The incumbent has positively refused to be a candidate for re-election. Levine takes the field. Fitzpatrick urged to run. No opposition to Knuckles. His name is Knuckles. I wonder if Knuckles was at the cocking the stereotypers union yesterday. Can I please somebody make me the head of the stereotypers union? I'd be so good at it, you guys. Please. I would be so good. I would be so good. Of course he was. Oh, please. That's the job I was born to. Okay. Old fight is renewed between the gas fitters and the electricians. Oh, electricity is dangerous. Stick with gas. Gas is dangerous. Stick with electricity. Nothing's changed. Let's see. Prepares to war on unionizing. Lamp chimney factory at somewhere, Muncie? Let's say Muncie, Indiana, locks out 800 men. Union busting. Police instructed to be ready for and many arrests are expected. Burt White, superintendent of police, at roll call tonight, instructed all patrolmen to be ready for riot calls tomorrow and thereafter, and to be on extra duty during the week. The Macbeth Evans Lamp Chimney Factory. That's a long name. So MELCF. Milk. Milk. Which has been employing 800 union men, has locked out the members of the union and will attempt to operate its plant with non-union workmen beginning Tuesday. Attempt. A trainload of non-union men will arrive there tomorrow and will be housed in the factory where cots have been provided and meals will be served. Why don't you just do that to your union people? The instructions of the superintendent are to arrest anyone for assault, attempt to assault, obstructing the streets or walks, trespass, profanity, and intoxication. Well, I'm out. Where 3 or more strikers are found talking loudly together, they are to be arrested on the charge of rioting. If there are 3 or more people talking too loud, they are to be arrested on the charge of rioting. There's 7 of us here right now, and I'm talking pretty loud. So I guess we're rioting, you guys. I've always been told I can be a real riot. Just kidding. All right, New York has a snowstorm. Temperature drops and wind blows 30 miles an hour. New York, December 25th, 1904. New York City was treated to a Christmas snowstorm. What a treat. 30-mile-an-hour winds, accompanied by a high wind and a decided drop in temperature. Shortly after noon, the first flakes began to fall. With the snow came a gradual increase in the velocity of the wind, which by 10 o'clock tonight was blowing 30 miles an hour. At that time, between 4 and 5 inches of snow had fallen, which brought the record for the month up to 29 inches, the heaviest snowfall for December recorded here in many years. Denver, Colorado, December 25th. A general snowstorm began this afternoon in Colorado and Wyoming, following suddenly an extended period of mild weather. It is feared that considerable damage to stock on the open ranges will result. Does that mean like cows? No reports of interruption to traffic have been received at railroad headquarters, and prompt action in sending out snowplows may ward off trouble of this kind. The storm was ushered in by a high wind, which soon died down, however. See, even the wind dies in this newspaper. Even the wind. Nowhere near no hair. So that that noise that I fill in the empty gaps with is from my history teacher in high school, Mr. Williams. He used to hey. That's how he used to trail off when he knew we weren't listening or something. He's no longer with us, but I still do that because it makes me laugh so hard. He can hear it. A couple years after 2 weeks after he died, my phone gave me a notification that he had sent me a friend request, even though we were already friends. And it had his very uniquely spelled name, like exact. And I took a screenshot of it because I was like, what? Anyway, he's still around. He's awesome. Hey, Mr. Williams. Meh, scam. All right, let's see. Let's see how everything's creepy somehow. Let's see how this can turn dark. Football expert is wed. Sounds like good news, doesn't it? Frank Slaker. He plays for the Slakers. Former University of Chicago player marries. Special child, San Francisco, California, December 25th. Under Christmas mistletoe, amid holly and Yuletide greenery, Frank Slaker, the former University of Chicago football expert who figured in many college matches, made another match tonight. You guys see? You can't talk about matches in this newspaper. It'll burn down. When he married Miss Exer, her name is Exer? It is. Whoa. That's weird. Miss Exer Whitlock, who was a Berkeley co-ed when the groom was a Stanford football man. Dude, I wish we still talk like that. The bride was a member of the class of 1903 at the University of California and the groom of the same class at Stanford. Miss Whitlock attracted a large circle of friends in her home city, Merced. I like Merced, where Dr. W.A. Whitlock, her father, still resides. She took a high position in the university student life and in her classes until over application to studies so impaired her health that she was compelled to drop out in the senior year. There it is. There it is, everybody. She studied so hard, she became health impaired. That sounds like a pretty bad excuse for dropping out of school. Slaker is in the insurance business in this city. Well, that's good. He can help her get medical coverage in 1904. I bet it was better. Unless your head was burned off at the trunk. That's probably not salvageable. Some of these phrases just drift through my mind for the next few days after I read this newspaper. I'm like, burnt off at the trunk. Like, this will traumatize me for the week, and then we'll come back and do it again Saturday if there's anything left, which there will be because it takes forever to read this tiny, tiny font. It's so small, you guys. Look, this is my thumb. That's how small the font is. They could print 5 lines of newspaper on my thumbnail. That's how small the printing is. Yay! So like this much newspaper, like the one open spread with the 4 sections, that much takes me 2 hours. So just this takes me an hour to read. Even with the big old pictures. I don't know, man. Where did I leave off? Oh, Slate. The honeymoon will be spent in Southern California. Of course it will. Of course it will. All claims will be paid. Americans profit by decision rendered by Mexican Supreme Court. Well, check that out. So the news was, the promises were true, but they were 100 years past relevance. Mexico City, December 25th. The case, which has been pending for a number of years in the courts of Mexico against the bankruptcy of the Monterrey and Mexican Gulf Railway, has been decided by the Supreme Federal Court. About $2 million was involved. What is that worth today? $2 million in 1904. The decision is in favor of many Americans as well as other nationalities. Okay, against the Belgian company. Oh, Belgium's involved. It is known that the funds for the payment of these claims have been guaranteed by both the Belgian company and the Mexican Central, which some 3 years ago purchased the Monterrey and Mexican Central Railway. You know what I was thinking? This football expert, which they don't really say, he was just a football man. So did he just know everybody on the team? I don't know. I feel like I should cut this out and take it to the living descendants that are probably still in Merced. Be like, hey, Mr. Whitlock, here's your great grandmother's wedding announcement. Hey, Chris G, how you doing? Anyway, that might be cool for somebody because I'm sure most of this is not going to survive unless somebody wants to come get it because I'm not taking it places. It's too delicate. So if somebody could take like a piece of it, that's fine. Put it between cardboard and put it in a Ziploc bag or something. I could deliver that. All right, let's see. Holiday rates, though. Via the Northwestern line to Milwaukee, Madison, Green Bay, Marquette. Okay, that's just a lot of cities. Tickets on sale. All right, cool. All right, so now, do you guys want to pick one? Just take a picture. No, I've taken a bunch of pictures. Yeah, I've got a digital camera here I've been using to take pictures of each article. I guess I could do that, but I think it'd be cool, like if that was your family member and their wedding announcement. I think it'd be cool to get that in the mail and be like, this is cool. Like a real old piece of newspaper. Anyway. All right, so you guys can choose the next one. We can do noted Chicago thief dead. We can do Senator Gorman may quit. We can do C's chance to something something Morocco. We can see what's going on in the shopping district. Must pay for slander. We read about the cocking main. Concerts in Fort Wayne. Oh, don't forget your laxatives, everybody. Cut down expenses. This, we could skim that and see if anything good's in it. Mr. Roosevelt. Oh, President Roosevelt? Was Roosevelt president in 1904? I don't know. Let's see. We read those. Rumor of station denied. Nan Patterson is better. Wife pleads for Dr. Chadwick. Implores sheriff to be kind in taking him into custody. What did he do? Dodge Morse case agitates bar. Action may be taken by New York Association against lawyers. We read that. We can read the society news. Ooh. The voice of the people washing the feet of the beggars. Gilzigard celebrates. Dr. Lawrence says farewell. Shopping district. Oh, in the shopping district. Let's see what happens there. These kinds of broadcasts with the antique newspaper, Christy, would be great to listen to with the phone in your pocket when you're at work, because this is all you'd see. This is all you'd be missing. Voice of the people. All right, that's next. I'll do it in the order of the comments. Carson, Peary, Scott & Co. announced a pre-inventory clearing sale owing to the fact that they will take stock this year at the beginning of January instead of the beginning of February. Oh. This, they explain, leaves but 5 days for after Christmas and before inventory sales, which under their former system would be spread through 5 weeks. This made the newspaper. To effect the clearing desired, a reduction of prices on a scale rarely attempted has been necessary, and the reduction has been made all along the line for the sales, which will start tomorrow when the store reopens after the Christmas holiday. The pre-inventory sales include laces, toilet novelties, silk remnants, just pieces, just only little parts, and novelty things for inside your toilet, around your toilet, on your toilet, behind your toilet. Gloves, women's and girls' coats and women's suits. Well, that's nice because we were left out of the clothing ad. What is millinery? Millinery. It is gripping, yes. We will read the voice of the people next. Furs, dress goods, embroideries, neckwear, linen handkerchiefs, flannels, flannelettes. Those are girl flannels. And wool wastings, silk and flannel waists, which are different than wastings, wrappers, infants' wear, jewelry, novelties, rugs, beds, and bedding, and beyond. Since the great Christmas rush, the vast stock has been thoroughly overhauled, and a sweeping and convincing reduction of prices has been made. Convincing. And the public will find every convenience for easy and satisfactory inspection when the store reopens. The Mandel brothers announced their annual clearing of tailored suits for women. These suits embrace the styles and materials in greatest demand. A radical reduction has been made in order to close out the entire stock of women's coats, including garments of novelty mixtures. What is that word? Sieverts? What are sieverts? What are kerseys? They're just making up words now. Sieverts, kerseys, Cheviots, and Montagnacs. Montagnacs. What the frick? They just made those up. That's not real. What in the world are any of those things? Special bargain offers are made in men's suits and overcoats, and a grand clearance of furs is to be inaugurated. You guys, I'm telling you, 2025 is my year, and I am bringing Cheviots back. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to wear a new one every day. It's going to be all the rage. New Cheviots and Montagnacs. You'll see. You laugh at me now, but you'll see. No one's laughing now. Lyon and Healy notes an opportunity for after Christmas piano purchasers. Yeah, you don't want to get the Christmas gift piano. You save that till after Christmas. As a close to the biggest year in the history of their piano business. In order to make a very busy end to the year, the firm has made price concessions that must appeal to those who desire reliable musical instruments at figures within their means. Cheviots are pointed bras. Oh. You made that up? I know they're called bullet bras, generally, but that's like a modern name for them. I think back then they were just bras. All right, let's see. Well, then what's a kersey and a sievert and a Montignac? The Hub announces a holiday clearing sale to begin at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, which will arouse the interest of everyone who expects to buy clothing, hats, caps, or furnishings this winter. Odds and ends and broken lines will be offered impressive reductions from former prices. Broken lines? What? Broken lines? Does that mean like a line of clothing that's been discontinued? A rose. Loftus Brothers & Co. announced that to accommodate those unable to make selections Saturday, their store will be kept open today. That's dumb. Okay, Gunther. You guys remember Gunther? Laxatives. Gunther announces he will open today and this evening for all your laxative quinine needs. Get that bromo in you. No bromo. Millinery refers to women's apparel for the head, such as hats. Ooh. Guys, we should start talking like this again, like the 1900s. I'm so glad that I remembered my millinery for the Spooky Saturday broadcast. All right, let's see. The next one. Let me scoot my world's oldest chair over. Okay, let's see. We are going to see the voice of the people from Mr. Nick. Washing the feet of beggars. To the editor of the Chicago Chronicle. Ooh, is this an editorial? Chicago, December 24th. Ooh. What is Moundy? On Moundy Thursday of each year, the King of Spain performs the ceremony known as whatever the F that says. Titty titty tatio. That's what I'm going to stick with. Titty titty tatio. Christy. You don't have to know Christy. That's her stripper name. Confuse everyone. Yes, of course. So the King of Spain is celebrating Titty Titty Tatio Christi in the presence of Spanish royalty and nobility, the ambassadors to his court, and a great crowd of spectators. He washes and kisses the feet of 12 beggars. I'm going to read it exactly as it's written, you guys, even if it's messed up. And afterward, waits upon the mendicants, whatever that says, at table. The beggars are arrayed in costly apparel and undergo a thorough scrubbing, essentially about the pedal extremities, before the ceremony takes place. Spell checker wasn't a thing. The imitatio, oh, that's what it's called. The imitatio Christi. Look at that. We found the other half of the word. Is performed by the Spanish monarch. Okay, that's a weird sentence. Yeah. Is but an imitation in the most vulgar sense of the word. Okay, so let's judge him for wanting to suck on people's feet. Cool. Perfect. Now I'm here. I'm home. We got it. The feet washing is a mere pretense at washing the feet. For the few drops of water that His Majesty flicks from a silver basin upon each beggar's feet would not cleanse a square inch of cuticle upon a Spanish beggar in his natural condition. Oh, he's not doing it well. This is not good enough. The kiss is simply a mechanical touch of the lips. So there's no suction, I guess they're saying. He's just leaning forward and leaning back. And the feast is but a Barmecide affair. Okay, you guys got to look up Barmecide. Barmecide affair. For, though a profusion of delicious viands, guys, what is a viand? And rare wines are set before the mendicants, the poor devils are not permitted to take a morsel of food or a sip of drink. So they're going to the Spanish monarch so he can flick water at them, smush his face on it, their feet, and drink in front of them. Cool. And there's food set out, but none for them. Okay. This is fun. That sounds like a great time. Thanks. The effect of this pantomime is the reverse of the original intent. The vanity of the king is flattered by the mockery of self-abasement. So he's into that. While the beggar, summoned from his squat repose in the sun, subjected to a hateful application of soap and water, so there is soap, arrayed for the hour only in clothes that make him appear ridiculous in view of his station in life. Oh, they're dressing him up like rich people too. And subjected to the curious, half-amused scrutiny of people who, at all other times, visit scorn and contumely upon him, and in their hearts despise him, suffers the crowning humiliation of his life. Jesus, dude, what is going on? The most disgusting imitation of the practice of Christian virtues, however, we haven't gotten it, if you can't drink them out, right, is not to be found in decadent Spain. Oh, I see. The most disgusting imitation of the practice of Christian virtues, however, is not to be found in decadent Spain, but in the city of Chicago. Here we are. Now we're home. Where the charlatan proprietor of a flashy newspaper, is it the Chicago Chronicle, the one we're reading, annually subjects the needy, impostors, and deserving alike to a still more bitter humiliation. You mean putting their home address on the newspaper when they die? Within the last few days, around the entrance of a building on one of the principal thoroughfares of the city, a crowd of people, principally women whose garments indicate comparative poverty, have gathered to obtain tickets issued by the vainglorious editor, entitling each holder to supplies for a Christmas dinner. Cool. Policemen have herded the crowd like sheep, have lined them up like criminals, punched them in the ribs with their clubs. You guys, viands refer to articles or dishes of food, usually a choice or delicate kind. Oh. So like charcuterie. Charcuterie. Dude, this newspaper, even this article that I had hope for is disgusting. Okay. Punched them in the ribs with their clubs and subjected them to many petty indignities. Like what? I am curious. Bloody finger pointers walk a mile in my life. Yeah. Curious passers-by have stopped to stare at and scrutinize the waiting throng and to comment upon the spectacle much as one gazes at animals in a circus or freaks in a museum and remarks their peculiarities. Why would anybody walk by like the line for a food pantry and like gawk and stare and point and say things? Those people need to get in that line. That's what I think. I think it's time for them to walk a mile, right? All right. Probably the percent of the deserving poor in the waiting ranks, deserving, is far less than the percent of professional mendicants and imposters. Oh, I see. So some of the poor people in line are not poor at all. What bastards. But this as it may, but be this as it may, the sole reward for the cruel humiliation they undergo is a Christmas dinner doled out with great clamor and ostentation and purchased by people's money obtained by, wait a minute. All right. There's a little piece in there. Noisy mendicancy. And what is the motive that prompts this mountebank almsgiving? There's a good word for us, mountebank. Relief of hunger and distress. Ooh, sorry there. Looks like I cut out for a second. Relief of hunger and distress. One dinner out of 1,095 meals that a normal person should have each year will be scarcely more satisfying, if indeed it is not as aggravating as the Barmecide feast of the Spanish beggars. That even a mountebank, someone knows how that's pronounced, and I'm driving them crazy right now, should resort to such cruel methods to sell his worthless wares and feed his vanity to the full, and thus dispensing the pittances contributed by others. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm going to read that again because it reminds me of someone I know. That even a mountebank should resort to such cruel methods to sell his worthless wares and feed his vanity to the full, in thus dispensing the pittances contributed by others, is a revolting spectacle at this season of the year. Really, at any season, right? For the sake of deserving charity dispensed through proper channels in a Christian spirit of secrecy, and in behalf of the self-respecting poor, there should never again be a repetition of this Chicago mockery of the imitatio Christi, this metaphorical washing of beggars' feet, chiefly insulting the propagation of mendicancy in order to promote the sale of a few more inky daubs for the glorification of the pendicular pronoun. A mountebank. Is it still okay to go to Spain on a holiday? Yeah. Barmecide, imaginary, disappointing. Barmecide's imaginary? Oh. A mountebank is a person who pretends to be someone or something they are not, or who tries to trick people, especially in order to get their money. Oh, the list of people that come to mind. Why don't we use that word anymore? It's so useful. People who fake paranormal videos. Yeah, or, politicians. All right, let's see. So now we have rumor of station denied, cut down expenses. Nan Patterson is better. Let's see what was wrong with Nan Patterson, shall we? We also have Dr. Lawrence says farewell. Gilzigard celebrates. Society news of the day. Dodge Morse case agitates the bar. Wife pleads for the doctor to be kind. I think. Oh, must pay for slander. We didn't do that one. I think that's it. Oh, wait, no. Sees chance in Morocco. Senator Gorman may quit. And did we read noted Chicago thief dead? I don't think we did. That one sounds pretty good. And then, yeah, okay. I think we did fixed merger values. We did that one. All right, so let's try this because I want to see the Chicago thief. And we're just over 2 hours now. My poor bunny is so lonely. All right, so let's see what killed this noted Chicago thief. Tom O'Brien, notorious bank sneak, dies in French penal colony. Oh, he died in prison. How do you think he died? Tom O'Brien, one of the most notorious bank sneaks known to the police of this or any country, died yesterday in prison at New Caledonia, the French penal colony in the South Sea Islands, where he was serving a life sentence for murder committed in Paris several years ago. According to dispatches received here last night, O'Brien for many years carried on his criminal operations here. The announcement of his death caused comment among old-time detectives who on different occasions had arrested him. I remember when I got him back there for bank robbery. The crime for which O'Brien was banished to the French penal colony was the murder of Kid Waddell in a railway station in Paris. One toke over the line. Waddell and O'Brien left America together, and the murder was the result of a quarrel. Hang on. I'm like, this is the size of this bin. So I'm like leaned way back to get close with my phone over that. And I got to get my head over there to read it. So, whew. All right, here we go. Squatting back, hanging over. All of the pressure is on my knees in my Mickey Mouse pants. It was probably a cold that got Nan. Maybe she needed a week in the sun. Hi, Giselle. How you doing? Welcome. Sitting downtown in a railway station. Let's see. O'Brien was born at Sangamon and Madison Streets in Chicago nearly 50 years ago, and for a period covering 25 years, operated as a bank sneak and confidence man in and around this city. Old-time detectives recall the time he was shot through the lungs in a fight in a gambling house at Madison and Halsted Streets. Shot through the lungs? As in both of them? You can see how unstable I am. Ugh, how unsteady my back is when I'm trying to it takes my whole entire back muscles to lean over this newspaper without touching it because I can't put my weight on the pages or it'll snap. So here we go. Let me try it this way with the chair. Still pretty unsteady. This chair might roll right out from under me, and then my face will land right on the newspaper. He is said to be the originator of the gold brick swindle. Okay, what's that consist of? He was arrested many times and served time in penitentiaries all over the United States. Shortly before he sailed to France, O'Brien, while under arrest in Utica, New York, escaped from a deputy marshal by jumping from a third-story window of a hotel. This dude deserves to be free. Let him go. They probably weren't aiming for his heart, but they got both lungs. How does it go through both lungs and not even nick his heart? And then how do you get better from that? All right, let's see. Dude jumped out of a third-story window. That's crazy. Let him be free. He deserves it. Special telegram, New York, December 25th, 1904. A report reached this city yesterday from an apparently authentic source. So we don't even know that Tom O'Brien, the king of bunco men and the father of the gold brick, had died recently in the French penal settlement at Cayenne, where he had been sentenced for life for the murder of his partner, Kid Waddell, in Paris in 1895. Several of O'Brien's old friends in this city are said to be aware of his death. The news, it is said, oh wait, so his friends knew about it before it was published? Was this fixed? Came direct from Cayenne and is of a most positive character. Several years ago, it was reported that O'Brien had escaped from the penal settlement and was on his way to New York. The report was never confirmed. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that it was wrong because he died over there. All right, so let's see. We have, what do we have left? Seized chance. Senator Gorman may quit. Not much to read here, so I'll just try to piece together what we do have. If opposition is strong, he will not make race in 1909. Special telegram, Baltimore, Maryland, December 25th. Senator Gorman will not be a candidate for re-election to the United States Senate if it is necessary for him to make another such fight, as that something to secure his election in 1901. He will, blah, blah. Machinery, individual bankers, quarter much party amendment, submitted, directed, utmost the attempt. Illiterate, what? I'm not going to read that part. After having for his signature had not okay, cool. They were on the train that went the extra 12 miles. You're like the ones that are half there, half missing. I'm a pessimist. All right, here we go. Seized chance, something Morocco. Sultan's representative says Americans have big field. Big field. Looks like big field to me. Yeah? Yeah. New York, December 25th. James W.S. Langerman, formerly United States Vice Consul General at Tangier, Morocco, is in New York on his way to report to the Sultan of Morocco, whose personal representative he was at the St. Louis Exposition. Speaking tonight of Morocco and its desire for American trade, Mr. Langerman, shouldn't it be Consul General Langerman, said, quote, never before was such an opportunity presented to American industries to secure a foothold in Morocco. It seems strange, but it is a fact. Nevertheless, in this country where about 16 million live, there is but one big American industry doing business, and that is the company. Now I want to know, what was the one big American industry doing business? The Sultan and I and all his subjects want to trade with Americans. They realize that the American people in business will treat them fairly and will not try to seize the country. Have we tried to take Morocco yet? Nobody tell anybody. Let's not talk about this and give anybody any ideas. Sorry, my fingers are like, my knuckles are exhausted. They've been trying to bend backwards, like hovering over this newspaper. Okay. I know personally that the Sultan is one of the most ardent admirers of President Roosevelt. It is impossible for the French troops to make any progress in Morocco, especially at this time of year. They have a difficult task before them. It is now the rainy season. Isn't it always in France? Sorry, okay. It is impossible for them to transport troops as there are no highways. Ferrying is their most modern method of crossing rivers. There is not a telegraph or telephone line or railway in the country. Mr. Langerman recently discussed, there might not be now either. Mr. Langerman recently discussed the Moroccan situation with President Roosevelt, but he refused to say whether he visited the president on any particular mission. Well, that one was fun. That was fun, actually. Please don't take Morocco. All right, let's see. Must pay for slander. I'm just trying to get through the ones we didn't read yet. Try not to forget any, because next time we got to turn the page again, and it's going to be a whole new set. Eastern man assessed $1,200 for causing a husband to seek divorce. Oh, God dang it, you guys. There's no good news. New Haven, Connecticut, December 25th. A curious suit for slander has ended here, having been begun by Mrs. Maria Lacrino in an unusual exhibition of determination to run down the man who had separated herself and husband and to lay bare the plot of which she had been the victim. The suit was against Gaetano Vitali. Vitali! Is Joe Vitali in Chicago? Of this city? And Judge Tyner, New Haven, Connecticut, maybe. Yeah, that does. Is he over there? You guys, somebody has to tell Joe Vitale. And Judge Tyner awarded the woman $1,200. Good for her. The plaintiff is the wife of a prosperous Italian banker here. Vitale, without encouragement from her, began to admire her and write letters asking her to meet him. She wrote back that she would not meet him. She neglected to tell her husband of the infatuation of Vitale or that she had written him. Why would you? Then Vitale threatened to show her letters to her husband unless she met him, and this she consented to do. Oh, so what was in that letter if she said she wasn't going to meet him? What would be so scary? With the understanding that he would surrender the letters. He gave back only a few. So they sent letters back and forth for a while. And then informed the husband that she had met him, showing him the letter wherein she had agreed to meet him. Which probably didn't just say, oh, I'll give you all your letters back. Oh. The husband was so enraged that he ordered his wife from their home, get the F out, and sued for divorce. Good for him. Then the woman brought suit against Vitale for slander, and being unable to get bonds, he went to jail. From there, he wrote a confession that he had lied when he said the plaintiff had been guilty of indiscretions and that the suit was dropped. Once outside the jail, he began to annoy the woman again, declaring that his written confession from the jail was a dodge to get out of prison. Suit was again instituted, and all these facts were brought out. They put him right back in jail. Reconciliation will take place between the woman and her husband, and the divorce suit will be dropped? Blackmail. Cockfighting. This sounds like there was a whole lot more going on than why won't you come see me? No, I'm not going to come see you. Because you can say no in one letter, but he had more than one letter. I think we're going to have to see all the letters, everybody. And Joe Vitale has the receipts. I bet he's got them in his basement. Let's all ask. Let's go get him. I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's see what else. Concerts in Fort Wayne. Let's see who's playing, shall we? Ministers denounce Sunday night entertainments, but do not stop them. Special telegram, Fort Wayne, Indiana, December 25th. Fort Wayne is not a Sunday school town tonight. Is it now, right now, today? Both theaters had band concerts. Ooh. One was given by High Henry's Minstrel Band. Ooh, danger. All members of the Ministerial Association denounce these concerts from their pulpits. It is not known whether they will take action or not. And don't forget your laxative bromoquinine, everybody. Sexting in 1904. Daisy letter. Will wed today. That's a person? Or, huh? Okay, so I just watched John Wick last night, and Daisy was the dog, so not a big fan of that. All right, let's see. Cut down expenses. Let's skim this part real quick. Speaker Cannon finds aid in economy plan. Army and Navy appropriations to be pared. President wants strong fleet, but is willing to wait. South seeks to put J.W. Yerkes in Mr. Roosevelt's cabinet. All right, I'm going to skim. We're going to skim this one. Ugh, I can't read it. I'm trying to get closer. I don't want to lean on it. Speaker Cannon had earnest talks with President Roosevelt and with his own lieutenants in the House about putting the economy program into execution. So this has always been the news. There will be more of these talks with cabinet officers and others in the near future. The outcome was very satisfactory for the economy. They will cooperate earnestly with him to keep expenses down. People demand big Navy. Crying out from more selfish motives. President would cut naval fund. Plans to cut the Army appropriation bill, about $7 million have been announced. That's a lot even back then. especially back then. All right, I can sit down again. Oh, my back. There's no question of the president's enthusiasm for a very large navy. Thanks, Roosevelt. We'll reduce number of new ships. Yerkes seeks cabinet office. R.H. McNeil, North Carolina, Senator Pritchard. Yerkes, Mr. Brownlow. Oh, what an unfortunate name. He's got some Brownlow down low. Coulomb works during holidays. Senator Coulomb of Illinois is spending the holidays for the most part beneath the Capitol dome. That doesn't sound right. Like his veteran colleague, Cockrell of Missouri. He has a penchant for hard work and is content to leave the good times of feasting and celebrating to men less occupied with heavy official burdens, while he sits at the conical table in the Senate Appropriations Committee room and tussles with the schedules of the executive, legislative, and judicial appropriation bills. All right, let's see. Daisy Letter will wed today. The marriage of Miss Daisy Leader? Is that an I? It is an I. Good thing I've got a phone to use as a magnifying glass. The marriage of Miss Daisy Leader to the Earl of Suffolk and Berkshire tomorrow at noon will be attended by the same simplicity as that of Miss Nancy Leader and Major Colin Campbell about a month ago. The Earl and his bride will sail during the present week for England, as the bridegroom-elect has been several months in America, and his bride-to-be is the complete mistress of her vast fortune. The prosaic but wise details attendant on all international marriages have already been arranged so that the future countess will have no cares of a business nature to harass her honeymoon. Mr. and Mrs. Zola C. Green of Chicago are spending the holidays with their father, George F. Green, 3018 Dumbarton Avenue. Why is that last sentence there? Who gives a F where this random couple, Chicago couple, is spending the holidays? They're going to their father's. Put it in the newspaper. Cool. All right, let's see. Wife pleads for Dr. Chadwick, implores sheriff to be kind in taking him into custody. Official leaves for New York to arrest the doctor on arrival from Europe. Cleveland, Ohio. Hey, Cleveland. December 25th. Before Sheriff Barry left for the East tonight, carrying with him papers for the arrest of Leroy S. Chadwick on his arrival at New York on the steamship Pretoria Wednesday, Mrs. Chadwick had a long interview with him, pleading for her husband and imploring the sheriff to use him as considerately as possible. This afternoon, Mrs. Chadwick showed unusual nervousness. She finally sent for the sheriff with the statement that she wanted to talk over the trip to New York and the impending arrest of her husband. The sheriff spent almost an hour with the woman in her cell, during which time she wept convulsively. I know you will treat my husband as kindly as possible under the circumstances, but please remember, I should have been an editor. Remember that he is innocent of any wrongdoing, said Mrs. Chadwick as the sheriff entered her jail quarters. She said all that as he was opening the door. Cool. Please, husband. During the hour that the sheriff was talking with her, Mrs. Chadwick repeatedly asked him to be kind to Dr. Chadwick. To the sheriff, the woman deplored the indictment against her husband and said it was all an awful mistake. This is the worst thing that has happened during all the troubles of the last few weeks, said Mrs. Chadwick. Never thought my husband would be dragged into this affair. It is so unjust. For if ever an honest man lived, it is my husband. Mrs. Chadwick asked the sheriff to tell her in detail of all of his plans. Several times she referred to the doctor's daughter by her former wife, who is returning with Chadwick to this country. The woman also especially asked that the sheriff do everything possible to make the situation as easy as possible for the young girl. Remember all I have told you, called out Mrs. Chadwick as Sheriff Barry was leaving the jail. This is terrible, but there is one satisfaction. I will see my husband soon. Dude, if he was innocent, then you did this to him. Oh, she was one of the American princesses, the daughters of rich American families that married bigwigs overseas. Oh, well, that's cool. Austria needs AUKUS. Okay. Arranges for requisition. Before leaving, Sheriff Barry telegraphed to Albany asking that the papers in the case be made out in advance so as to ensure no delay. According to his plans tonight, the sheriff expected a call upon Governor Odell at the State House in Albany the first thing Monday morning to turn over the requisition papers from Governor Herrick, receiving extradition papers from Governor Odell in return. From Albany, he expected to go immediately to New York, arriving there in the afternoon. The sheriff will stop at the Hoffman House. It has been arranged for relatives of Miss Mary Chadwick to meet her at the hotel. Whether she will remain in New York or come on to Cleveland with her father is not yet. She got her whole family into this, didn't she? Is not yet settled. It is thought, however, that she will stay in New York with relatives and friends for a few days at least. The sheriff says, I suppose it will be a severe blow to Dr. Chadwick to be met with papers for his arrest upon his arrival in this country. I intend to do everything possible to ease the situation as much as the circumstances will permit for both Dr. Chadwick and his daughter. Wow, he's using like the same phrases that she used. So maybe neither of them use those phrases, and whoever wrote it uses those phrases. We'll meet the steamer. The exact course that the sheriff will follow is to be determined Tuesday morning after a conference with New York officials. The sheriff expects to go out and meet the Pretoria on either a government lighter or a police patrol boat. He plans to catch the big steamer outside of Sandy Hook. We almost got through an article without something sad. And to notify Dr. Chadwick of his arrest before the landing is made at quarantine. Let's make sure he doesn't run off the boat when it docks. Let's go out and get him in the sea. If Dr. Chadwick is not a sick man, I shall return with him on the first train I can make out of New York Wednesday, reaching Cleveland if possible sometime Wednesday night or Thursday morning, said the sheriff. If he is a sick man, does he mean seasick? My plans may necessarily have to be changed. At any rate, I shall remain in New York long enough to be certain of the proper care of Miss Chadwick. Sheriff Barry left Cleveland at 6 o'clock tonight over the Lakeshore Railroad. He is due in Albany at 6:20 Monday morning. Let's see. Rumor of station denied. Pennsylvania officials say road is not to spend millions here. The regular Christmas anecdote, so familiar to citizens of this patient community, in which Santa Claus, disguised in the cloak and 7-league boots of the Pennsylvania Railway Company, is presenting... What? I didn't know he wore railroad boots. Is presenting Chicago with a brand new railroad station, one toke over the line, worth millions of dollars, has made its appearance. Okay, there has to be bad news coming. Who is speaking? Assistant General Passenger Agent Charles L. Kimball. If the officials of the Pennsylvania Railroad are thinking of buying $20 million worth of the West Side on which to erect a $10 million building, I don't know anything about it. At least I have not heard that the land is anything like bought yet, and I do not hear any excitement over it. Special telegram. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, December 26, 1904. Vice President McCrae of the Pennsylvania, denies that his road is to spend millions on a new station in Chicago. Florida. Enough said. All points in Florida and the South are best reached via Cincinnati and the Queen and Crescent route in connection with the Southern Railway. Winter tourist tickets are now on sale. Why are all the bottoms of each column like information about trains tickets. That's weird. Okay, where are we? Let's see. Rumor station. We got to read about Nan Patterson, but we got to do this first. Dodge Morse case agitates bar. Action may be taken by New York Association against lawyers. Dodge under guard until he goes before grand jury Wednesday. What do you think his crime was, first of all? I'm taking bets. I'm just kidding. I got to get my chair because it's one of those far back ones. All right, let's see what the crime is and what the lawyers are in trouble for. Living. Keep on living. Just keep living. There are strong probabilities that revelations in the Dodge Morse divorce sensation will have effect not contemplated during the efforts that have been made to bring Dodge back to New York. Developments have come that involve people not hitherto mentioned, and these developments bid fair to be far more interesting to certain members of the legal fraternity than to the persons who are considered principals in the strange drama. In fact, there are reports well authenticated that the lawyers in the case will have their hands full of business in their own behalf. What? Okay, what are we getting into? Bar Association interested. It is said that some leading attorneys consider it a certainty that the Bar Association will have to take cognizance of statements made concerning the action of lawyers who have figured in this case. In fact, one story has it that the DA, District Attorney Jerome, would take the initiative in bringing the matter before the Bar Association. The statement seemed to be premature, Mr. Jerome said today, quote, I wish to deny the statement credited to me that I have asked the Bar Association since the return of Dodge to take cognizance of the matter in which certain lawyers interested in the case have concluded themselves. I put that denial bluntly. Mr. Osborne, former Assistant District Attorney, who is now Dodge's counsel, oh my God, when questioned concerning prospective action of the Bar Association, said, it is almost certain that the Bar Association will take some steps in the matter, but not until Mr. Jerome has completed his investigation of the case. I do not think it is likely that the Bar Association will make any move until Mr. Jerome is all through with the case. Then, if there has been anything done amiss by any counsel in the case, the Bar Association can feel that it has the right to act if the district attorney does not. Okay, so far this is non-story. They better get good right here. Charles F. Dodge, who was at liberty on his own recognizance at the request of District Attorney Jerome, was guarded today by several members of the detective staff attached to the office of the District Attorney. He received no visitors and did not leave his hotel. Okay. Hotel. His attorney, former Assistant District Attorney James W. Osborne, said that whatever has been done by Mr. Jerome in providing suitable guards for Dodge has been wholly acquiesced in by Dodge. I shall do nothing further in the case until Mr. Jerome takes up the matter, probably on Wednesday, said Mr. Osborne. I have not seen Dodge since yesterday. I do not think he objects at all to the guard placed over him. In fact, I know Mr. Jerome was aware before the detectives were detailed to keep Dodge in sight that Dodge was acquiesced in the matter. It is said that there will be no movement made in the case. Okay, so that's boring. I should have known it would be boring. That one. All right, let's see what Nan Patterson was sick with. Nan Patterson is better, spends quiet day, and receives many letters and telegrams. Nan Patterson spent Christmas Day in her cell. Oh my God. In the Tombs. Very quietly. She seemed to have recovered from the shock of the disagreement of the jury and was much brighter and not so despondent as she appeared Saturday. She talked very little to anyone, attending none of the religious services in the prison, and spending most of the time in reading and meditation. That's actually a pretty good day. She received many letters and telegrams during the day. Early in the afternoon, a large box marked with the name of a Fifth Avenue florist and containing roses and other blooms was delivered at the prison for the actress. Does anyone know? Do a wide angle for reference. I gotta stand up to get it all in there. There you go. There you know. Okay, let's see. Does anyone know who Nan Patterson, the actress, is and why she went to prison? That sounds like a story I would like to know about. About 4 o'clock, a man plainly dressed who refused to tell his name appeared at the tombs and gave a note to the keepers for delivery to Nan Patterson. After waiting half an hour, he got an answer. The man went out to Franklin and Center Streets, where he met a young woman standing alone in the snow, and handed the note to her. Evidently, she had employed him as her messenger, for he declared that he didn't know her. She would say nothing about the letter. Huh. All right. And then all that's left, Gilsey Guard celebrates, is the shortest one that's left. New York, with song and story of the olden time, the old Gilsey Guard of the charter guests who refused to leave the Gilsey house when the hotel closed up temporarily a week ago. Oh, they had squatters. And who held the fort, equipped with overcoats, ulsters, and tallow candles until relief came in the form of a new management, celebrated their victory by an elaborate dinner in the grill room of the hotel late last night, the feast extending until the early hours of the morning. There are 9 charter members of the Guard and several honorary members. One of the diners last night has been a patron of the place for less than a score of years. A score is 20 years, right? No. A score is 100 years? God dang it, you guys. I can't remember stuff. Dr. Lawrence says farewell is the next shortest one. And then we have one more, but it's long, and I'll skim it. Dr. Lawrence says farewell. Baptist pastor bids goodbye to his Chicago congregation, preaches on dangers of society to religious training of young people. There's a great danger to the religion of young people lurking in the modern society, in the opinion of Dr. William M. Lawrence, who preached his farewell sermon at the Second Baptist Church last night, having accepted a call to Orange, New Jersey. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll find much, much better congregation in New Jersey, sir. 1,000? Good grief. Nan's on Google. Notorious. The young woman who was reared in a good home, who was converted to Christianity when a child, said the preacher, when she enters into that complex, that multiplex whirlpool thing of life called society, almost invariably by her religion is suppressed. The Gilded Age women who got away with murder. Ooh. We should do a little video on her. Thank you. Yes, please, because I will forget. I'm super interested. Let's see. There she finds women more beautiful and more accomplished than herself, who have no religion. She suppresses hers. She does not let it be known to them that she is a Christian. These society companions do not go to church on Sunday. Sunday is used by them to rest up from the dissipations of the week and to prepare for the program of the next. This Christian young woman is thrown in with them until sooner or later she begins to feel ashamed of her religion, ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Dr. Lawrence preached on the courage of the Apostle Paul and the great motives which moved him to go to Rome to preach the gospel of Christ. Thank you. Just got it. It was no curious desire to see the world, he said, no craving for glory or fame that prompted him, sure. No man ever succeeds, said the preacher, who undertakes a purpose in life with a view to individual advancement, making that alone in the end and aim. He who makes it his purpose to advance and who grasps out on all sides to help others up with him succeeds. Oh, man. All right. There's one more, unless you guys feel like reading all the prices of menswear. There's one more article, and it is the Society News of the Day. That's the reel of film.
Interest shown in Yale Glee, Banjo, and Mandolin Club. Many dinner parties are planned to precede the popular concert. College men to be entertained at breakfast by Mrs. Borden. Ooh, not Lizzie. It's Miss W. Chicago society tonight will flock to the Chicago Orchestra Hall where the Yale Glee, Banjo, and Mandolin concert will be given. As usual, there will be many dinner parties preceding the concert, which is to be followed by a big dance at the 10 o'clock given by Mr. and Mrs. Byron Laughlin Smith, 2140 Patricia Avenue in Bourne-Quays. I read these worse than AI would. The guests are asked to meet the college men, who will be the guests at noon of Mrs. William Borden at a breakfast to be given at her residence, 59 Bellevue Place, from 12 to 2 o'clock. Those who have purchased boxes for the concert tonight are... Let's see. I don't know what's going on with Nick down there. He's having some kind of problem. You okay there, Nick? Let's see. F. Winston. McVeigh. Franklin McVeigh. Arthur Meeker. Looking for some fun names. John Aspor. Charles W. Gillett. Effer Babcock. The patronesses are... Oh, it's all the same names, but Mrs. Charles Walker. Ugh. With the holidays comes the usual number of engagement announcements. Mrs. Lorenzo, okay, these are engagement announcements. And their home addresses, which is super weird. The annual children's party of the Ashland Club will be held on Wednesday afternoon at 2:30 o'clock. The women have planned several new ideas, of which the principal one is a children's living picture entertainment in costume. So, theater, to be participated in by the children and members of the club. Following are some of those who will participate in the tableau. Girls. Any fun names? No. Any fun names at all? Sorry, everybody. All right, let's see. We got, this is what the names were. The Pations. I don't know what you're talking about. Elizabeth, Mary Tyne, Doris, Gertrude, Frances. These are children's names. Really? Margaret, Olive, Gladys, Isabella, Jeanette, Celeste, Virginia, Louise, Ida, Gretchen, Marguerite, Helen, Alice, Marie, and Frances. These ladies are all so old now. All right, and then boys. Here's some boys' names for you from 1904. Lee. Muir. This guy's name is Murgali. Murgali. Unbelievable. Stinks. Okay. Clarence Buckley. Lee Shaw. Wallace McGillivray. Hey, wait, there was a McGillivray earlier that was murdered, wasn't he? Is that this kid's dad? Broadway actress. McGillivray. Oh, who was that? Was that the Ice Boat killed? I feel like there was a McGillivray. No? I don't remember who McGillivray was, but that kid's dad is totally probably dead. Oh, wait, it was the guy that killed... Oh, I can't remember which one it was. I'm looking at the other articles. It was like a guy that killed somebody and then got killed or something. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Same page. We got it. Ooh,
Okay. Cool. So the guy that got killed by the Michigan Slayer is probably this kid's dad. Wallace, George, Harold, Thomas, George, Howard. There's only 4 names. Burnett, Edward, Thomas, Edward, Carlton, Perry, Lowell, Frederick, Bradford, Brown. Walker Balls. Wait, what? Ballas. Harry, Irving, and Miles. Men's names haven't changed too much. Oh. Look at you guys discovering. This is fun, right? I freaking love this. I was so excited to look and see what was on this page. And now I can leave it for the Rangers this week so they can be like, now who's that? They'll go, this one doesn't look as bad. And oh, yes, it does. Oh, God. All right, let's see. Marriage. A dance for her granddaughter. What? Okay. Miss Mary Elizabeth Tuthill will be entertained at luncheon tomorrow by Miss Gladwin and Miss Lilia Parker at the Lakota Hotel. Everybody's getting parties thrown for them. Bridal parties. That's it, you guys. It's just a bunch of like wedding announcements with all the other stuff. We did it. We got another page turned and it only took 3 hours. What was that? All right, you guys. So this newspaper, I found it in an old locker at a thrift store. There's Ben Affleck, since you weren't here for him earlier. The Chicago Chronicle, Monday morning, December 26, 1904. It's been folded and stuffed in that locker probably since then. No one seems to have messed with it. But the seams where it was folded have taken a lot of damage. So we're doing our best to turn the page. This is the second broadcast I've done because we've done these first 2 pages and the cover so far. But as you can see, we have to do it very carefully. So next Spooky Saturday, if I don't have another thing I'm doing, because I might take you guys to another cemetery, it's up to you. Let me know. Maybe let me know on Discord or something. But I can either do the next page of this because it's a 12-page thing and we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we still have we're about halfway through. So let me know wherever you want. Discord, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. If you would like to continue doing this next Spooky Saturday, figure out the next page. Or if you want to put my sign back on it. Or if you want to go to a cemetery, let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to be taking digital photos of each article in this whole thing to try to save what we can before it disintegrates, because it's already like every day it falls apart a little bit more. This was going to be my dinner, but yeah, every day we lose a little more of it. So hopefully, well, not every day, but every week that we try to turn the pages. So yeah, let me know what you would like to do next Spooky Saturday. If you would like to do more newspaper or cemetery, those are so far the ideas that I have. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I'm so glad that you came. I have been looking forward to this all day, and I have some really fun stuff coming up for you. And then Monday, Marilyn Monday, is going to be a special one too, because I got a brand new dress. So yeah. Anyway, I'm freezing and I have to pee. So I'm going to end this broadcast now. And I'm going to eat my sandwich because I never got to. And you guys are the best. I love you guys so much. Nick seems to have retracted all his messages and left. That's interesting. And thank you, Giselle. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Minute Writer, for the super chats on the spooky Saturday with the newspaper. Chris G was here earlier. Yay. Stay tuned. Flip was here. And Mike O was here. And did I miss anybody? Kathy, you stuck here the whole time. I appreciate you so much. I'm scrolling back in the chat to see if I missed anybody. I want to make sure I say hi to everybody. Oh yeah, Jimmy from Ghost Quest was here. Awesome. Yay, I appreciate you guys. And that's it, I think. Oh, Gorilla Tag King was here and said hi. And I missed it. And Nia Promer. Cool. We do. And I need to figure out what a Montagne is. All right. Thank you guys very much. I will be back on Marilyn Monday, and I have a couple of silly videos to drop, and I'll be doing a live. Stoner Jesus, what's on, man? What's on? That's what I said. What's up, man? No worries. It was really just reading this newspaper. So if you need to wash dishes or something and you have some headphones, you could just listen to what disgusting, awful things happened this time. Snowstorms, wreck costs 8 lives, mangled. If you want to see anything. This might have been the worst of all of them. That was awful. All right. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Wow, that was a dark time. And I will see you guys on Marilyn Monday. And I'm going to film a couple of things tomorrow too, but that'll be its own thing. And those videos will come out on Marilyn Mondays. Yay. Thank you very much. Nice to see you, Stoner Jesus. Even though you came here at the end, you're still here, and that counts. And it means a lot. So thank you. You guys are the very best. And I'm going to go eat. Thank you. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.